sit down for dinner and a movie, and I want you guys to join me. Now, tonight's creature feature is Swamp Thing. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, you're in for a real treat, and I suggest that you go watch it. Interesting little fact, this movie is actually filmed in my hometown, just about 15 minutes up the street. So I probably will be doing a little filming location visit and capturing that on film and making a nice video of that for you guys coming soon. But for right now, we're about to sit down, eat dinner, and enjoy this movie. Join me, shall you? I hope if I'm ever in a swamp and getting attacked by a swamp creature and my friends have AK-47s, that they don't just sit there and let me get attacked. Oh my god, this is one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. Alright, just from the start, let me say, I'm really loving the tone of this film. It's very much a testament of its time. You can tell it's from the 80s. It really feels campy and cheesy, but in a good way. In a good way. Yes, people like me enjoy the cheesiness of old school movies and of horror movies and of monster movies and stuff like that. So, yes, this is definitely like it's already going in. Now, dinner always goes with the movie, and if you're watching Swamp Thing, you got to eat you some crawfish, some crabs, get you some seafood, some low country boil in there, and yeah, my appetite's kind of turned off because this crawfish looks exactly like that thing they just showed on the movie.
Sometimes I forget what I look
I don't know, guys. Looks like this swamp guy's getting his swamp juices flowing.
I don't understand. How can that be?
If I tell you about our king,
Gross.
You'll understand.
Now, I must say, this is up there for like top 3 love stories of all time. If you don't believe me, just sit back and watch this scene right here. Just soak it all in.
I slept like a baby. Where are we?
She slept like a baby because she's full of swamp sauce.
Is there a Mrs. Swamp Thing?
No.
So what do? Order in?
It's been a long time since I've left.
Well, I seem to have that effect on most of my boyfriends.
Me? Your boyfriend?
Why not?
You said it yourself. I'm a plant.
That's okay. I'm a vegetarian.
I'm not sure what I just saw, but I'm pretty sure he just snapped off a piece of himself and ate himself. Interesting. Interesting. This is the nastiest showdown I've ever seen. We have Swamp Thing versus Squid Face Head. What is that gaping hole in his head? I definitely loved the film. The standout thing for me just had to be the use of practical effects. When you go back and watch older movies like that, it's just refreshing to not see the overusage of CGI. And even though the things sometimes look corny and stuff, it just... You as a human being acknowledge the fact that it's actually real. It's not computer animated. So it gives you a different reaction. Like the reaction when I saw that cockroach head guy and stuff like that. So that's the #1 thing that stood out in the film that I liked the most. The little chubby redhead kid definitely stole the show. What else? I just like the feel of the movie overall. Like I said, it just has the feel of an old school 80s film. You know, something kind of like Toxic Avenger and movies like that. I'm definitely a fan of monster movies. And, you know, monster movies, they changed over the years. You go from the Universal monsters, and then when you go up towards the 80s, you start seeing stuff like this film here. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It really took me back to a simpler time in life, for sure. And I could see what all the hype was about. It's definitely a cool monster flick. It's also definitely cool that it was filmed where I stay. The fight sequences were pretty cool, like I said, but the thing that just stood out the most for me was definitely the use of practical effects. Also, the movie never took itself too serious. Therefore, I didn't take it too serious. Therefore, I can enjoy it. I'm not one of those guys that I have to watch an Oscar-winning film every time I watch a movie to say it's a good movie. So yeah, I can say this is a good movie. I can say it's a great movie because I had fun watching it. I like the cheesiness. I like the corniness of it all. The campiness. That's what I like sometimes in movies. So if it didn't take itself too serious and it didn't force me to take the movie seriously, then I can enjoy it for what it is. And that's what I did with this movie. I've read a few Swamp Thing comic books over the years. You know, he's never been my favorite character. I own a few Swamp Thing action figures and Funko Pops and stuff. So, after seeing this movie, I definitely want to dive deeper in the character. One thing about the movie, as opposed to the comic books, I don't think... It definitely hinted at it. It definitely had an underlying tone about who Swamp Thing really is, but it didn't really talk or speak too much on him and how he's really a guy who's for the environment, and he's usually, you know, fighting for the environment. Basically, he fights people who are ruining the environment, which I guess that's what the movie is about, but it wasn't too preachy about it, which is a good thing because the movie wasn't too serious. But I would like to see a modern day, more serious, darker toned Swamp Thing movie, definitely. Because I think that would be really good for this day and age. I think DC needs to go ahead and start doing interesting things like that, because these other movies they're doing just aren't working out for me really right now. But all in all, definitely I gave this movie a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you did, you give this video a thumbs up, or you could give it a thumbs down. Either way, go watch Swamp Thing. Stay tuned for the filming location video. Hit that subscribe button, and you have a good day, YouTube.